Balance. A word that sits on all of your minds. The precarious balance of one's identity in the face of pain, in the face of horror, in the face of loss. The balance of the world, so easily upset by the actions of just a few. But no. In this moment, your thoughts are not so poetic as an omniscient narrator. The balance you're concerned with is that of your ship, because it has just been upset, tipping straight down and falling into the abyssal darkness below. The power of your engine removed. Right away, the pressure track ticks and reaches a level of 3, which is the highest level it can go.
Oh no.
All additional pressure from this point just automatically makes things worse.
Great.
Cool. Everything's fine.
Good.
Your ship is falling straight down.
Everything's fine.
For what feels like a very, very long time. What do those of you on the ship do? The ship is pointed straight down. You are likely going to fall off if you don't hold on. What's up, Ezra?
This rating of 3, does that count the subtraction I did with the snap earlier?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Shit. Just so I know, what happens at pressure 3?
Pressure 3 is just the max that the pressure gauge can go. And so before pressure 3, filling the pressure track triggers a effect of the depths on you. Mm-hmm. At pressure 3, every increase in pressure makes all of those effects just worse. There is no more filling the track. It is just, every time we would check pressure, something's just going to get worse.
Do we get the sense of if we continue falling down, is that going to happen? I mean, I guess obviously, but like, could I roll something to get a sense of, is it better to go through the storm or to try to pull out of the dive?
I mean, I think it's very obvious that it's bad to keep falling, but also, it's where you're headed. You can try to pull out, but I will tell you that, essentially what I will tell you is that any attempt to right your ship in this freefall is going to invoke a cut of 2 on a ship roll.
I want to help Whistlin. If you're gonna take the wheel or something, I'm a medium-sized tree again, and I'm big and strong, and Elliot, you have to let me do this.
Elliot, we get an advantage because Cherry is a big goddamn tree.
Medium cherry.
I did the best I could, okay?
Yes, you can roll. You can tell me what you would like to do. Some things that happen as you fall. You guys grip to the ship for safety, and things get weird. As soon as you cross the threshold from sink to drown, it's not a line you feel yourself cross, but the weird gets weirder and the bad gets worse. The proto-Leviathan skeleton that has been installed to protect your hull's head fully turns around and laughs at you as you fall.
I told you we shouldn't have gotten this thing!
Oh my.
Shut up. The ghost oak of the ship feels as if it is pulling your very soul out of your body, beckoning you to become one with it, and you all gain the new mire with 1 check in it. We will never see the sun again.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Now, I'm not on this ship, so I don't get that mire.
You do not get that mire. Bats, we will get to you. I am not concerned with you right now.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
Okay, we're going to have to get out of this controlled dive now. This is currently an uncontrolled dive. We're going to try to control this now. I'm going to use my wings as best I can to stabilize myself. They're not fully functional wings, but they'll help me at least get there. I'm going to try to grab the wheel and not necessarily pull us out of this dive, but just control it. I want to limit the damage.
Okay.
I want to get us where we're going
I can
in
help.
one piece.
Can you make a tilt roll with a cut of 2?
Tilt roll. How do I do that?
Tilt for your ship is a 4 stat. So you roll 4 dice.
And then do
With
I
an
get
advantage?
advantage
Oh,
from
and
Cherry?
then, Cherry, how are you helping?
I'm being a big, strong tree.
being a big fucking tree.
But how, Cherry?
Okay. Well, if you're attempting to like wrench the wheel, which I imagine is, you know, pretty tough right now because we're plummeting.
Yeah.
I could be a little bit of extra strength, you know, pushing it or even like helping to stabilize Whistlin.
To anchor him.
Whistlin has only ever had to turn the wheel. Now, because we've converted this into a Delver, it's now also a yoke that gets pulled forward and
Yeah.
backwards that he's not familiar with. So he's trying to pull up on the yoke while keeping it steady. He needs Cherry behind him to physically be that pull.
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs Cherry.
You can roll 5 dice, cut of 2.
If we have cut a 2, I want to try to roll 6 dice to pull us out of this thing.
We'll see. We'll see if you can roll 6 dice.
We've got 4. We've got an advantage from Cherry.
Sassafras.
I've got 2 things that I'm hoping to use. One, I have one of my aspects is called Tuning Fork. Once per scene, increase impact when engage in a performance of some kind. Many people say that.
No
that-
fucking way.
The second would be, could I use the Mask of the Void Eternal
Ooh.
to essentially like sink into, to put it on to block out the world? And I would imagine that like the Mask of the Void Eternal would maybe be able to help me move through this place, or at least to maintain a calm center.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
Oh, I'm so
I'm
close.
thinking about
I'm so
it.
close.
You keep that thing on you?
I kept it
keep
on
the
me.
mask on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always on the back of my head, so I can just swing it around.
Yeah. Let him do it.
Okay.
Think of the bad things you can do if it goes wrong.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can roll 6 dice.
Kendo.
I know how GMs think.
I also
Yeah.
have one more thing.
You don't. There's nothing else
I've
you
got
can
a last
have.
thing for me. I've got my sheaf of 100 stories. Gain a whisper whenever you encounter a spectacle, horror, or new port during a journey. Our Leviathan ship just turned around and laughed at
And
us.
laughed at you. Yeah.
You gotta give me
That feels like a horror.
Yeah. That's for sure. Funny bones.
Funny bones.
Oh
You
my
absolute
God.
bastard.
I hate you.
Did you have that one stocked away just in case?
I didn't. It just came to me.
I love it.
That's so
dude.
good.
It's
All right,
perfection.
So good.
All right, I got 6 dice. I'm rolling them.
Do it.
Oh my god, fucking 2 6s that both get cut.
Oh.
That sucks.
That fucking blows. But I've got 4, 2, 2, and 1. So conflict
Okay.
with
2,
a
2, and 1.
twist,
Okay, so conflict with a twist.
which I'll take.
You and Cherry wraps around you, regaining some of her size for the first time since being attacked by Old Ornail, wraps around you as you grab onto this newly fashioned wheel that moves in directions that you've never had to deal with, but you know that probably pulling it is the right call. And you lean both of your weights back and tip the ship up. Still falling, but you have somewhat righted it in its fall. You guys are... So one of the features of the drown is that there are large gaps in the branch, and you have essentially, without your engine, fallen into one of those.
Okay.
Oh.
Jerry, you gotta pull me back.
Okay.
Hold on to this thing.
Let's go. Fuck.
There is a twist there as well.
Could it be a snap? Reduce some of the pressure?
It can be a snap if it's negative.
Oh, I'll snap.
I've
Kendo
got the perfect
literally
negative.
has it.
I've been waiting as the moment you said you were putting on the mask. You know that thing that's filled with like portions of Old Ornail and his fears?
Yes, it does.
Sure.
The mask does have Old Ornail's fears.
What if, some of it just seeped out and into, Whistlin?
What's Old Ornail afraid of?
Hey, what if it seeped down
Who
and
knows?
went into bat instead?
Bat's not
I'm
here.
not on the ship. I'm not on the ship. It can't happen to me.
God damn it.
Let me support this, because I think one of Old Ornail's fears is, in fact, the doctor that murdered him.
You might think that. I wouldn't agree.
Ooh.
You
we already had a squirrel get angry about it, and one of the earlier snaps was that other things will hate me based upon what I've done.
That's true.
Hate is different than fear. And I just think that's important for me to clarify about this creature.
Fair enough.
Fair.
So I think I throw on the mask and feel that, I assume that same silence that I've been feeling before.
Yes.
And use it as best I can to quiet my mind in the moments as we're starting to pull it up. I go to pull up the mask, like basically centering myself and then pulling up the mask that I can now see again. And as I do, it kind of gets stuck on my face for a moment as some of these fears seep like into my nose and my mouth and into my tear ducts. And I get this like thick, goopy stuff slowly going into me that I can't fucking worry about now, because as terrifying as that is, there's worse things happening. I rip the mask off and pull up as best I can on this yoked steering wheel.
You relieve some of the pressure. So the way, again, that the pressure track works is that going to a new level is what moved you guys up to 3. You did have 4 marks on the track, so now we have 3 with 3 marks. If we get down to 0 and keep relieving, we will go back to 2. Whistlin, you pull up on, you successfully right the ship. You go to pull the mask and you can't get it up over your eyes as you find yourself in the perspective of old Ornail for but a moment. And you see yourself bounding across the waves. You see yourself look into a small puddle of some thick crezerin that's reflecting the light, and you see yourself as a younger version of old Ornail, half of the face not ripped away, you know, a mighty squirrel leviathan. And then you splash at the puddle and you see the old Ornail that you all fought. Eyes blinded, half the face missing, matted fur, and you just feel a profound fear of losing your strength, of getting old. And it's something that I think that Whistlin can relate to in a way, almost because it's something you never get to do. And it's a fear almost that you have in the opposite. Izora and Cherry have time to do one thing each.
I'll just try to grab the wheel.
So what do you want to do with the wheel at this point? Because the ship is level.
Okay. Are we trying to steer in any particular direction? Like, we know where we're going.
You're falling. Like, that's it. That's
Great.
the only place you know you're going is down.
Okay.
And I think we gotta set ourselves up to brace for when we are no longer falling.
Yeah.
That I think becomes very clear to Whistlin is the move.
Ooh.
Or throw the anchors throw the anchors and brace, right? Suspend ourselves
They
just
would
above the
theoretically
bottom.
slow us, yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm big and strong. I'm medium and strong. May I go and throw the anchors?
Yeah. Tell me how you're building this pool. You can have an advantage for being big and strong. There will be a cut of 2.
Okay, I'm going to say iron for my edge, which is force, determination, willpower.
Okay.
I feel like you won't let me do break. I feel like brace is the one that is going to be the one here.
You can make an argument for how would you see break here?
I throw the anchors through. You know how ships have like that little, almost like a little tiny fence? I don't know what it's called. Like a rail.
Railing?
Like a rail. Sorry.
Yeah.
I literally went to architecture school, you guys. This is fucking horrible.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're a former architect.
I literally am a
Little
former
fence
architect.
on boats.
Yeah, architects aren't boat crafters.
They're
It's fine.
different,
So true.
Brian.
But
You know,
they possess
shipwright.
the vocabulary of the word rail.
Yeah, you know how ships have a rail? I want to throw the
I do.
anchors through them.
Through it. Okay, sure.
In
Yeah,
an
you can
attempt to
use break
break.
for that. Yeah.
And like an attempt to be quick about it. That's why I'm
Yeah,
doing
totally,
it. Not for no
totally.
reason. Okay. And then I get an advantage because I'm a tree?
Because you're big. Yeah.
Okay, well that puts
Cut
me
of
at
2.
cut of 2.
Cut of 2.
Rude. Okay, that puts me at 4 dice. Not very good.
Not very good.
It's a good laugh. It's all 6s.
So a 4 and a 2 got cut.
Oh, Jesus.
Which means what's left is 2 ones.
Oh, a 2 and a 1.
Oh, a 2 and a 1.
Oh no!
Excellent. That is a disaster. As you are most certainly aware, you toss the anchor out into what you hope is the edge of this pit that you found, and it hooks onto something and yanks back one of these whisper weavers that you saw.
Oh no!
As the anchor hooks into its body, and it comes pulling towards the ship, freaking out as much as it can, like letting out this like gargled sound of whispers as it collapses into you on the deck, and like its tendrils are just like moving all over your face as it falls on top of you onto the deck.
Oh, get off me!
Oh no!
Jerry, I'm coming. I just gotta get this thing off my face.
Jerry, how many whispers do you have left?
2.
What's one of them?
No! No!
You pick one for me.
Caves beneath.
You feel as these tendrils snake around your bark that they pull Caves Beneath out from you.
Oh. That was the first whisper I got after leaving the cult.
Oh.
How'd you get that whisper?
The cult was positioned at the top of a mountain, and as I was leaving the mountain covered in blood, after having killed the leader of the cult, a goat sort of crossed my path, and I followed it to a pile of rocks that looked like they had recently tumbled, and within them a pebble that was just slightly glowing, and I picked it up. And from that pebble, I got the whisper, and I haven't thought about that day in a long time.
You watch as these tendrils from the mouth, from this thing's stomach, from various parts of it come out, and you see they pull this pebble out and crush it and consume it. Izora.
Yes, Ezra wants to do kind of... Well, I want to do 2 things. I know you said I can do 1. But so you can tell me what is happening.
You tell me what you're thinking.
Izora wants to assess the situation in the engine room, confirm that Bats is not here. And
Bats is definitely not there. Like that, you don't need to roll for.
Yes. I want to do a whisper to try to stop our fall or ease our fall.
Okay.
Because I feel like the other thing she wanted to do was a roll to try to like fix the engine situation, but that's kind of already like we know the heart doesn't work.
You know the heart isn't currently beating, but you know when the heart is beating, it might work as an engine.
Would you allow me to do a roll, and if it doesn't work, do my whisper? Or no, I guess I have to pick one.
I would say if you're going to use your whisper, combine it with the roll or just do it in some way.
Let's play fast and loose. I'm just going to do my whisper.
Yeah.
I will remind you need to roll a
Yes.
d6 for me.
Izora rolled a 6.
A 6 is a shout. What is the whisper? What was your intention? Did you want to say it?
My intention was to say it.
Okay. What is the whisper that you intend to say but shout?
Izora is caught off guard going into engine room and seeing Bats is not here. It's very clear understanding Bats, something has gone wrong. And recognizing that we are falling, she intends to say out into the world, surely we will be drowned or not. And instead she shouts, drowned or not!
Drowned or not, here I come.
Here we go!
The suit is drowned, not.
This ship is drowned or not!
Very good. So I will throw it to the rest of the table. What is the twisty way that drowned or not affects the world?
here's my pitch, is that not could be spelled with a K, and these whisper weavers are weaving stuff with their weird stomach fur. And drown, that's as far as I got, so I'll just throw that out there.
They have all been knitting into the same thing. Oh, here it is. These whisper weavers, for time immemorial, have been knitting, have been crocheting, have been melding together the whispers and the secrets of the world into a great quilt, a great loom, a great thing that is completed now.
Like a net that might catch us? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly like a net that might catch us.
Wow, I really like it.
Can I add a creepy twist, which is instead of it being quilts that catch us, it is more like giant spider web?
Oh yeah, it's definitely more creepy and web-like than no one is giving this away to a small child at their christening. Okay, this is a bummer of a blanket.
Kendo, you got something?
Does the ship falling into it break the weave and breaking its fall?
Oh, I definitely think it would.
Okay, I was just asking in case they felt a certain way about it.
Oh my god.
Something like this to have happened this perfectly in this time is not a thing that is coincidental. I think whether or not these weavers knew it or not, this tapestry has been made for this occasion.
Interesting. I like that.
Whoa.
They might still feel some way about it. They did work really hard on it.
They've been those little hands. They've been working
For
so
time
hard.
immemorial.
After 5 million years, we finally got the big net ready.
Izora, you go to the engine room. You realize that your friend Bats is nowhere to be found. You go to say this whisper, drowned or not. And as you shout the word not, echoes as the ship falls and the pressure mounts. And just when you think that none of you could take the pressure any longer, the ship is caught in a big net of whispers made manifest as it stretches and stretches, and you pop through the bottom. Slowing your fall just enough to crash still, but survive the fall. We're going to cut to Bats, who made this similar fall just a short time ago. Bats, when you land, I'm going to say that you shirk the skin, but don't die from the impact. And as you reform in this dark abyss, there's only one guiding light in front of you, and it is in the vague shape of Captain Elia, your mother.
I cautiously begin to move toward it.
It pulls back. It's keeping about a 50-yard distance as you follow it, pulling you along as you walk on a surface that feels unlike anything you've stepped on before. It's not the hard branches that you're familiar with. It's got a softness to it. Maybe your focus is pretty singular right now.
Yeah. I think right now, as Bat moves closer towards it, I think kind of like still a bit in a daze from, having fallen from such great a height. There's a part of Bat that I think they know something is wrong here, but is acting on instinct in this moment, and that this is a bright light in the dark. To move away from this thing is to be plunged into not knowing anything around me. And so we'll, yeah.
As you follow this beacon in the shape of your mother, one thing that maybe doesn't quite occur to you at first because you're on some sort of autopilot is that there is a piercing cacophony of noise. Bats are very good hearers. Listeners? The bats are very good listeners.
Very good listeners. There is a difference
Bats
between
are
hearing
such good
and
listeners,
listening.
guys. Bats have very good hearing. And this wall tidal wave of noise, of hunger, of pain, of rage, fills every individual ear of every bat that makes up your body. In a pain that makes it impossible to do anything other than just put one foot in front of the other as you succumb to this instinct. And you walk. Meanwhile, after some time, yes, you all... The ship lands. It is going to take 2 points of damage to armor. It is going to take 2 points of damage to depth tolerance. As you land, your landing softened somewhat by this web of whispers made manifest. The thousands of voices of potential that these whispers could be filling your ears and quickly drowned out by a howl. A discordant wave of hunger, of pain, of rage. A howl that fills your mind and threatens to compress your very being into nothingness.
I'd like to use a whisper to try to combat this. It was one of the first whispers I got in this campaign. Call of the Leviathan.
Oh,
Very good.
damn.
What I'll tell you, Brian, mechanically, where you guys are, there's going to be a slight twist on our whisper mechanic.
Okay.
You are going to roll twice, and you are going to take the higher value.
Oh,
Yucky. Yeah, okay. I don't mind screaming this. If it wants to yell at me, fuck it, I'll yell back at it.
hell yeah.
One other thing, you all take 2 points of blast damage from the noise, and you can apply those to your tracks however you see fit.
Oh, yuck. Okay.
Do they have to be the same thing, or can we split it up?
You can split it up.
Okay.
That's fine.
Whistlin hears this cacophony from this howl that's all around, and frustrated and in the dark and knowing nothing else to do, uses the one thing that he knows how to use, and that is his voice. And honestly is going to just try to yell back at the thing that is fucking yelling at him.
Great.
I got a 2 and a 5.
5 is a shout. You yell. What do you say?
I just yell, "What? Is that all you got? You think that's the call of the Leviathan?"
And these words seem to fight to move through the air. But they do move through the air, and I would turn it to the table for what the twisty way these words affect reality is.
Could the twist of reality be that there is a beacon, a very small beacon of light off in the distance? The call of the Leviathan leading us to where it wants us to go.
I will tell you that you don't have to use the twist for that,
Okay.
because there is a small person-shaped beacon in the distance. But you can use the twist for something else.
Can I pitch that Bats hears it?
Ooh.
I like that. Any other thoughts, or we like that?
I like that.
Yeah, my only other pitch was going to be that Ahab grows twice as large.
Ahab just took blast damage, so
No.
Ahab's dead.
No.
he has a 4-track. He's good. He's just
He
he's
also
one down.
that track being filled does not mean he's dead. Just
He's just sad.
Bats does hear this, but we can resolve that in a sec. Go ahead, Ezra.
I mean, I was thinking that if we're literally combating the Call of Leviathan with our own, I think what the shout Whistlin did, it doubles the effect, meaning that the Leviathan experiences the same damage from its own call. And yeah, it extends further out than farther before.
I don't know if I can do the twist of my own thing, but here's a pitch. The howl from the Howl Eternal is this cacophonous wave of sound. And I think by calling out the call of the Leviathan, I match the frequency and shift it so that it is canceling out the frequency and we get a moment of silence.
I like that.
The phase.
I love sound. Hey, are you an audio engineer?
So one bit phased out. And I think within that silence, we give ourselves just enough time to assess, understand, and move without being affected by the terrors that are around us.
I like it. I will do you one better.
Hey, do me one better.
You call out the call of the Leviathan as your voice meets this howl that is all around. You get but a moment of silence. And in that moment, the heart of a being of silence has enough time to start beating, giving you a working engine, at least temporarily.
Izora, kick it!
I don't want to injure.
Turn it on!
It looks like it is on whether I do kicks or not.
We're gonna teach you idioms. I want to ram it into gear and try to move us away from the howl.
Very good. You guys crash, use this call. The howl fades for but a moment, and in that moment of silence, boom, 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 boom. As Whistlin, you realize you can retake control and power the ship forward. As you guys move the ship forward, you, after a short while, encounter that wall of sound again. And having done nothing to cover your ears, I'm going to say you take 2 more marks of blast damage. Nothing to protect yourself. And furthermore, in the distance, you see this glowing figure floating a little bit above the ground, and you see the shadow of a shambling figure of Bats.
Can we throw out a lifesaver to Bats? Or like a net? I don't know. I don't want to net you, but...
You know what? It's probably just like a vaudevillian hook. You just drag them.
Can I take out giant
A really
cane?
long cane.
Can one of Izora's bones look like a cane and she just thinks?
Is that what you want to do? You want to throw something out to Bats? Once you guys reach him? You're not close yet, but that's the plan?
I would like to do, yes.
It's a freaking heart.
True.
Can I induce an arrhythmia to make it go faster?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Doctor stuff?
Use your coffee. Use the coffee.
Use the coffee.
Hey,
Give it a caffeine jolt.
Inject it with straight caffeine.
Ezra, I really like that. Tell me what you're rolling to make that happen.
Oh, this is a 10 check because I'm making its heart beat even further. And in true Ezra fashion, it's the worst kind of healing one could do.
Oh, that's so
This,
good.
I feel like, is iron. I'm using willpower. I'm not hesitating. And what this actually looks like is I grab several ropes, I lash them around, and I squeeze them around the heart, and then I release them, and then I squeeze them again, making its heartbeat faster, unnaturally. Like, literally, you know,
Inducing
Like
a false.
wangling
one
it. Like
person's-
literally making the arrhythmia happen.
Wow.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Roll for me and take advantage because that's cool.
Ooh, can I pitch a bonus at Izora? Don't you have lightning stuff?
Brian, are you? I'm giving a free advantage. Okay, go ahead.
Izora took 2 mires, and sparks and jolts are coming through all my extremities.
Is she currently in that mire?
She has 2 marks on this mire.
Okay. Would you like to involve yourself in the arrhythmia heart roll?
She can do this, yes.
Great. Add another advantage, Ezra.
She is in the engine room.
I would also say that you guys are not taking cut right now because you are in the engine room and the sound outside is less intense in here. I will tell the two of you, you notice that for sure.
Ooh,
Okay, so that is 6 dice to roll this.
wow.
And we've got 1 6, 3 4s, a 3, and a 1.
Very good.
This is twist.
It's a good thing that cut didn't happen.
Ezra, you brute force an arrhythmia out of this heart as it starts beating in a rhythm that none of you have ever heard come from it. And again, the way this heartbeat works is it does not really have its own sound so much as it sucks the sound out with each burst. And so you're getting these cacophony and silence and cacophony and silence and cacophony and silence. Brian just gave me the fuck you look. The sound designer fuck you look.
It's my favorite
And the voltaic runners on the bottom of the ship supercharge. You guys with this boost are able to make it to bats as this happens rather than it happening before you arrive. Bats. You are shambling, walking towards the image of your mother. You feel this moment of silence for when Whistlin's voice cancels out the howl for a moment.
That's the call of the Leviathan!
You shake a bit, but do you turn around at all? You tell me.
Yes, in that moment, in that moment of silence, at least from the sound of the howl, still like overly sensitive to sound at this moment, like probably does start taking in whatever else. I'm taking in other sensory data now, and I'm like, oh wait, okay, where am I? Looking around. The bats within me are having a very hard time trying to resist the urge to break apart and flee from this place in this moment, as not everybody is currently in agreement with what is happening and the direction we're going. In that moment, like, is just like turning, like looking around everywhere, not specifically like back in the direction I came, but like just kind of like, okay, where am I? What's happening? What should I be doing? As 1,000 voices are arguing about what to do.
Yeah, 1,000 voices that can't even hear each other right now because of the sound around them. You can only really communicate with yourself because of the nature of the hive mind of yourself. And I think if I can add some stank on this a little bit, I think that there is 2 visages of bats that are fighting against each other. The cluster of bats without a skin are, we have the more shaped Ilia version pushing forward and the more gangly bats version looking back.
Yeah, from within inside the kind of skin suit that they're in, they are almost like splitting apart at the seams, forming vague variations of a form against each other in this moment.
As you're assessing what's going on around you, Bats, I will say you also take 2 marks of blast damage from all the sound. You've been taking them. Okay, great. As you are assessing your surroundings, as you realize that the crackling heart is approaching with your friends aboard the glowing light of Captain Elia is raised into the sky, another tendril comes and slashes her throat open as all of the tendrils that are within her spread out, and her eyes emit a beam of light as the entirety of the Howl Eternal reveals itself to you all. A creature the size of a town like Odson's Respite that towers over you, that reaches around you. It's millions of hair-like tendrils spreading in and out of branches, thousands of gaping maws with sharp teeth, and one large maw the size of a great iron root across its center. As the chorus of pained voices hits you all once again for 2 marks of damage.
Oh.
Because you have not covered your ears, unless you want to cover your ears after that last one.
Can I throw on the Mask of the Void Eternal and go into that
would be a way
place?
to cover your ears for sure.
I'll do that, and I'll take the fears of old Ornale.
Oh, and Ezra and Izora don't, because you're in the engine room.
Cherry splits again.
Cherry splits again?
Yeah.
Ezra's role also had a twist for the arrhythmia.
Oh, yes. Twist.
I would like a snap, actually.
Oh,
okay,
never mind.
snap.
Oh, well, my twist is also negative pitch, so it could work as snap.
So we might as well get something out of it.
My pitch
I
was going.
love you, Abby. You know that?
My pitch was going to be that Ezra and Izora both take a mire for forcing this arrhythmia.
Yowza.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, a snap that doesn't affect me? Sounds good.
But he snaps, so helps as well as hurts.
I might flavor it that you both take another mark in the "we're never going to see the sun again" mire.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. And then from most recent sound incident, we do not take this because we are in engine.
Yeah, because you are in the engine room, surrounded by
Perfection.
the dripping ichor. The entirety of the Howl Eternal is before you, but you couldn't possibly comprehend that entirety. A being of living whispers made flesh, made hair, and made malice. I have a track for the Howl Eternal.
Oh no.
It is 9 spots long. What would you like to do?
Does this thing have a mouth?
It has many mouths.
So many mouths.
Good to know.
It's more mouth than anything else.
And Bats is how close to us?
Bats, you guys reach to where you could throw a lifeline to Bats. As Bats is sort of split their attention, and Elia has been lifted up, her throat slashed, and her eyes glowing. It seems like the Howl is about to puppet Elia to do something nasty.
Before we do anything, I just want to remind all of us of something very important, if I may. Like song needs rest and speech needs breath, Howl needs void. And should that balance be upset, the waves and its denizens won't soon forget. But if Howl and void were ever to meet, the mutual consumption would be complete. Should the Wildsea witness such a clash, the words of this world would crumble to ash.
We need Ash Ketchum.
Yes!
Pokemon!
You finally got
catch
it.
'em all!
We've been playing it all
No,
wrong!
but that actually is an amazing thing to remember in this moment.
Here's the thing. They are meeting right now.
Mm.
And what I'm assuming this means to my fellow players, Elliot, you can go take a nap.
Yeah, you take care of the rest of this, Noordin. I'm good.
Yeah, you got it. I think one, they cannot be imbalanced. One cannot be dead while the other lives. But if they do meet, if they do combine, they will overtake each other and wipe each other out to the point that whispers are no longer functional. I think that's what that means by the words of this world just crumble to ash. I've been thinking about this for months. All right. So we got to keep that heart away from the body.
Well, no, I was thinking we would, for consumption, we have to throw the heart into the many mouths.
But that would cause the mutual consumption. That would mean the words of this word. That would mean no more whispers or whatever.
Bats and Whistling, can you roll to avoid massive blast damage?
Hey.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, now.
I'm going to use Flourish and Grace. Any cut?
Cut of 1.
Mm.
Actually, no, Whistling, you're blocking your ears. No cut.
Either way, I got a 5.
Great. You're just going to take 1 mark of damage as the visage of Elia shouts a concentrated blast of this howl directly at you.
Do we see the body of the Void Eternal anywhere around here?
No.
Okay.
I have not described what Ahab has been up to because he's not been in my pocket during this whole escapade. And as our ship rushes towards Bat, Ahab is used to taking care of bats, carried those little bumblebee bats inside his little paws, and is going to jump off the boat and try and plug Bat's as many ears as it can access with little scraps of cloth from his bedding.
So sad because he's so small.
Yeah, and Ahab doesn't look good either. Their ears are bleeding. But he's like going to try and save bats as much as possible to try and eliminate some of that cut.
Okay. I will say we're not eliminating cut, but you can have an advantage.
Okay. So I'm going to do iron. I don't really know what skill to use here. Sense is really the only...
I would say sense is not applicable here.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I think it's the opposite, actually. So I genuinely don't think I don't have a skill that would be helpful. in this
Nothing to
moment.
dodge or anything. Yeah.
Or outwit. Wave walk.
Ooh.
It's a weird interpretation of wave walk, but it's potentially...
You are outside of the ship.
Yeah. I've got 1 wave walk. That's better than nothing and anything else. So
Yeah. You're outside of the ship.
so that's 3 dice.
With a cut of 1 or 2.
1.
1. Okay. So with the cut of 1, that's a 4 and a 2 left.
Oh,
He's not worse.
Not awful. We'll take
You
it.
succeed with a drawback, so you are just going to take 1 piece of damage instead of a massive damage hit, which would knock off an entire aspect.
Well, I mean,
As Elia shouts this howl out of her mouth, and this isn't Elia, as I think you can all tell, but this is Elia being puppeted sort of as a direction of force. The Howl Eternal puppeting Elia sends a wave of this howling sound as pure concentrated energy at Whistlin and Bats. You each got partial success, so you take only 1 tick.
Midnight Muscadines is a cozy, dark tabletop role-playing game where light and shadow intertwine in a fractured world. Players take on the roles of marmoteers, brave adventurers who journey into the untamed wildernite to collect the elusive Midnight Muscadines, craft magical jams, and protect the fragile light of Nim. Through collaborative storytelling and resourceful gameplay, players weave tales of courage, community, and the pursuit of balance. Will you preserve the light, uncover the truths hidden in the shadows, or reshape the balance of the world forever? Midnight Muscadines is perfect for fans of Studio Ghibli and Sea of Stars who seek to capture the magic of exploration and the heartfelt adventure in a world where small heroes make a big impact. Play Midnight Muscadines as a traditional GM'd game, GM-less, or even solo. Midnight Muscadines is crowdfunding now on BackerKit. Join the campaign at pandeongames.com/muscadines.
I'm Quinns of tabletop role-playing game review show Quinn's Quest, and this is Play to Find Out. Play to Find Out is an actual play podcast that brings notorious old games from the 80s and 90s back to the table. Each season of Play to Find Out, I'm joined by Emily Johnson and Rob Morgan.
Good? Nervous?
Yeah.
You both looked at each other really concerned, like you think what's about to happen is going to be unpleasant. And frankly, I think that's rude. And together, we explore the TTRPGs of ages gone by. Our goal, to separate the TTRPGs that deserve to be remembered from those that maybe don't. I don't know, Emily. It was the 80s. A lot of people were on cocaine. We blow the dust from decrepit systems to learn how they work. Your 100 on the encounter table bursts out. Right, you've encountered a fog. Get ready. Don't laugh.
There's one get ready for a fog.
Don't laugh. Encounter their unique quirks.
I do finger guns to cover up how I wince.
A weird thing happens as you do finger guns.
Oh no.
And I'm hoping that the Quinn's Quest community will join us in exploring these games too. If you this up, cannot describe to you how much your adventure ends here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the best way to learn is to play to find out. Play to Find Out is available now on the Quinn's Quest Patreon, but the first episode of each series streams for free on the Quinn's Quest YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. Anyway, you failed the Earth Tech roll, and you made jokes while I was doing my exposition, so you don't get to hear any more.
Oh, no. Come on.
I was shook.
Okay.
Izora, you wanted to do something.
Yes, Izora is in engine room with Dr. Ezra and the arrhythmia card. This is word? No?
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
Sure? Yes.
Arithmetic heart. Yeah.
Arithmetic?
Arithmetic is
Maths? What does math have to do with it?
I want to use my mesmer qualities to try to mentally connect with the heart
Okay.
and see what the heart wants.
Okay. What are you gonna roll to do that?
I am going to roll tides and then I think sense.
Tides and sense. Okay.
I think that's all I can get. That is 4.
Can I aid a little bit?
How are you aiding?
Okay, so you're reaching out with your mesmer powers. Can you describe what that looks like for me?
Oh, Izora, all of her tentacles sort of flare out and she raises up off the ground a little bit and it's sort of everything is waving and moving and it's very flow and she's closing her eyes and she's sort of humming a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I got it. So, are you trying to read this thing?
Yes, no interruption.
Here, and I point out the nerve clusters in the heart.
Okay.
You know, the
Okay.
place
Yeah,
where
that's
the
doctory.
pathways, yeah.
That's doctory. Yeah, you can
That's
have an
doctory.
advantage for that.
Okay, there can be one interruption, thank you. She's just rattling her bone necklaces, swaying back and forth.
Can I also, I want to offer another advantage if
Where are
you'll
you?
allow
You're
me.
not in here.
It's not me necessarily.
Nice.
Could I have left my Russian nesting vase / Icar Pied Piper thing down near the heart?
Elliot's face.
And basically, I want to give Izora a tool with which to better commune with the heart if she has a thing that can control the Icar.
I huff it.
You just leave stuff like that in the engine room?
I mean, maybe Izora stole it. She's very sneaky.
I do love a little bit of theft.
You know what? It's the finale. Sure. Okay.
Yay!
So
we're up at a full
resigned.
6.
We just have to bully Elliot, and then we can
Exactly.
get what
And then
we want.
we get what we want.
All right. That's it. All right,
And,
Izora.
and Cherry is also a big guy.
So I think I get a 7
I am a big tree. Actually, I'm not. I'm fucked up.
Cherry's fucked up.
I'm a little tree. I can't do shit.
Wait, I thought I fixed you. What happened?
Yeah, and then
And then you guys got fucked up
we
again.
got re fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I broke again.
All right, Izora, roll them bones.
All right, we are rolling bones.
Rolling bones.
All right. Would you believe most fascinating thing has happened? Truly.
I would. I would believe all ones.
I have rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yahtzee!
Hot potato.
I feel like I should get some sort of bonus thing because I've rolled one of each.
Perfect success and no twist. She gets exactly what she wants.
You get exactly.
Wild.
You get exactly what you want.
Truly nuts.
To the letter.
What are the odds?
What a fucking roll. Okay, Izora, what is the question you would like to ask the heart as you mind meld with it?
Izora wants to know what the heart most wants. What is it aching for? Is what it has been telling us, put it back. But
Yes.
what? Could it give some more specifics?
Sure.
Could you get a little more specific, Heart?
Maybe like a heading or something.
A direction, northwest, south, down.
Izora, you see images similar to the memory you had of that root ball sort of lair of the Void Eternal, but you see that now that root ball in this vision is like kind of devoid of color, and there is the large, again, somewhat incomprehensible body that has seemingly lost color, and there is a giant gaping hole where the heart was, and sort of a blackness spreading out from it, like rot, like the body is rotting without the presence of the heart, and the focus of the want of this heart is on that cavity in the chest. And like, you know the course, and it sort of reminds you of that course, and that is on the other side of this giant being that has interposed itself
Oh dear.
between your ship and your destination.
Dr. Ezra, we need, unfortunately, to get beyond the Howl. This will be no easy feat.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Honest question. Why don't we just kill it? Kill both of them.
Killing a Leviathan?
Well, it's not like I haven't done that before.
Well, look, if we are doing this, then yes, I have technically done this before too, but you see where it has landed me? We are right now back here.
Or sometimes the non-lethal option is overall the worst option. Trust me, I would know.
We will... We have to tell Kelly to drive us straight past, and we will do what we can do.
Liz sort of like stumbles in, holding this giant weapon that you've sort of seen Izora over her shoulder, and taking a little bit of like gauze and wiping black ichor and shoving it in her ears, and then scooping a bunch of it into a little jar, and then is like, well, and walks out to go join the fray.
Is my gun on her anywhere?
Oh yeah, her gun. She reaches down to her belt and tosses you your fixed gun.
Oh, she does return it.
Yeah.
I really thought you were going to be like, it's on her belt, and it's clear she's not giving it back.
She's etched her name in it.
Yes. This trick with the ichor, do we think this is secret to not having it invade our ears?
What do you mean?
This is curious. And rather than continue speaking out loud with this, Izora is just gonna get real up close behind Liz, especially because she knows her ears are plugged with things. Get real close and be like, is this secret to no damage from the hell?
Jesus Christ! God damn it!
You'll see. Oh, was this too close? The people have told
She
me
pulls
I go
one of
too
the
close.
plugs out of her ear. What?
Oh, yeah. Izora, if you don't want to get, like, damage in your eardrums, stuff your ears. Yeah, that makes sense.
Izora is as close to Liz's ear as one can be without touching her. Just looking inside at trying to see if the ichor is, like, seeping in or if it's just sitting there.
You look inside and you see 5 lizards that have formed themselves into the shape of an ear.
Oh.
It's gross. It's really gross.
This is fascinating.
Yeah, you see this like lizard ear that has formed beneath the canvas sort of skin that Liz wears. And you see that because it's like absorbed on, it's not a ton of ichor. It's like she's essentially created an earplug with some gauze and some of this ichor.
Fascinating. And she's going to go back and grab the little rushing nesting vase of ichor that Whistlin so thoughtfully left in the engine room.
So thoughtful.
And she's going to go back and grab it. Dr. Ezra, we need to get this to everyone. And then she's just going to fly out of the room without waiting.
Okay, great. Izora, when you leave the room, do you have your ears plugged?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I think she does do it.
Okay, cool. Then you don't take blast damage immediately upon exiting the room. Cherry, where are you right now?
Is anyone on the deck?
Whistlin's on the deck.
Whistlin's on deck. And where Liz just came into the engine room and is...
And Liz is probably on her way to the deck with this weapon over her shoulder.
Okay. I think I'm... and we've all seen bats. Like, bats...
Bats is currently like recovering from this hit, is like still has this sort of split attention going on of themselves. Yeah, out on the branches.
And so sorry, do we see Elia?
Yeah, you see the puppeteered Elia. Now this area where it was dark with just the sort of anglerfish light of Elia, the entirety of the Howl has lit up across its pale glowing fur. And created, like, you've realized that you found yourself in the center of essentially like a cavern that it has created of itself interposed with the branches. And, like, because of how weird the depths get in the Wildsea, you see that around you, like, reality is not acting like it should. Like, branches are growing apart and growing back into themselves, seemingly infinitely, fractally. Things around do not make physical sense in a world that already does not make a lot of physical sense.
I'm gonna holler to Whistlin, or just get as close to him as I can.
Yeah, very hard to communicate verbally with all the sound. There's also that perpetual cacophony.
Is it still possible, or?
It's still possible if you can get his attention and everything.
Okay, I'm gonna scurry over to, I don't, you know, I'm not a big heavy tree anymore, so I'll just like kind of delicately walk over to yeah, think about that. I'm gonna delicately walk over to Whistlin, and I'm gonna just like tap him on the shoulder just to get his attention.
Jesus, you too? Come on!
I thought I was okay.
Meanwhile, Whistlin is wearing the mask of the Void Eternal, so he honestly looks kind of scary.
I think that in turn I'm like, oh Jesus.
Everyone's just spooking each other.
Yeah. Whistlin, what's more important, the mission or bats?
Jesus.
You take care of that, Brian. I'll be
Whistlin at the wheel is looking at the Howl Eternal, this massive creature of many mouths, and is like trying to steer the ship around and seeing bats moving towards the puppeteered version of Captain Elia. And I think is going to look back at you and see the kind of like duality of that question of seeing like it's kind of turn left and start going around, or steer into the skid. I'm gonna try a whisper.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you doing anything with the whisper, like in combination, or this is just going for the whisper?
I'm going for the whisper to see if I can. What my goal is to try to give me some time to maybe do both.
Okay.
And Whistlin pulls up the Mask of the Void Eternal, takes a look at what's happening, pulls it back down, and just to himself kind of goes, "What a fucking vibrant riot this is."
Could you roll 2 and take the higher, please?
5 and 3.
Okay, 5 is a shout. So,
Oh boy.
Oh,
vibrant riot rings out, that howl mixing with the howl that surrounds you. I would turn it to the rest of the table. What is the forceful twist of Vibrant Riot that happens when Whistlin says this.
My first thought upon hearing the words Vibrant Riot is like a weird acid trip.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
like we're already in a place where like the depths are already like kind of weird fractally and like kind of ever changing. And maybe we add some weird like neon colors to that. And also like maybe the chaos of an acid trip and then the chaos of this, maybe this allows for some of us, if not just Whistlin, to have some lucidity in this moment and maybe be able to traverse things in a way that goes with that chaos, but has like a bit of more control to it, if that makes sense.
Can I
like that.
pitch? Because like acid trip, one of the things is like this synesthesia of like seeing color or hearing colors and seeing sounds. The howl is sound made manifest. Could we invert that for a time and like we are now seeing the sound of the howl, which is giving us some kind of like limited immunity to its like blast effects?
I like that. I'm trying to think if it applies to everybody or if it's something that's like just a you benefit for a while. So either
maybe it's just the ship.
Here's the option. It's either a benefit for Whistlin for the rest of this encounter or for everyone for like one action, like one full action.
I would argue because we're talking about a riot, it should be everyone.
Yeah,
I'm down for that.
I also think that we should have some light in here. So what if there's some cracking of the trees and it looks like another whisper well is being formed over this location? Just for like aesthetics,
Just for aesthetics.
Just for fun. Noordin and I do get a little bit of fun today.
Exactly.
So.
We get a little bit of fun.
Yep, we're not going to give any context to that.
Great. An off-mic bit.
An off-mic bit.
Brian's favorite thing.
So, Whistlin, you say this whisper, Vibrant Riot, and you guys all of a sudden find yourselves overcome by a drastic change in perception as all of your eyes sort of get this kaleidoscopic shell over them for a time. And in a area of the Wildsea that was really existing sort of monochromatically, like the only light here was this pale moonlight off of these tendrils. Everything was monochromatic. Now with this kaleidoscopic effect, as the trees around you, their barks crack and split and new colors emerge from them, you feel for a moment as everything goes quiet. As the sound waves of the Howl Eternal sort of wash over you in these waves of like phantasmagoric color all around. And you feel like you can move through it and you can see your way between and around these waves for a brief period. It's disorienting, but it's also groovy.
Izora is into it.
Izora experiences no change.
Yeah, Izora, your vision looks exactly the same.
Visually, Izora is just vibes. Just vibes.
Just vibes.
I'm going to turn back to Cherry and I'm going to say, hey, why not both? But you just see Periwinkle and Taupe.
Whoa.
Very good.
Okay.
But you understand.
Yeah. Okay, then.
And I'm going to crank the wheel right and kind of like push forward on the yoke and crank it to the right, getting us closer to Bats and also closer to the Howl Eternal.
Okay, great. Make a tilt roll for me.
Nice. Can I help because I'm...
A medium-sized tree.
Can I help because I'm a
medium-sized tree is still an impressive tree.
Tilt is not damaged, so that's 4 dice.
4 dice. Hell yeah. Any help because of the...
No.
You never know. You never know.
No.
Could I...
You're not taking any cut or any issues. This is just going to be... This is like straight... Cherry, if you got something, some shenan, you want it again, that's fine.
Some shenan.
Some shenan, you want it again.
All I have is gone.
Holy shit.
Can we have a pity one?
Well, here's what I want to in canon. I want to try to help, but I don't think it gives an advantage. But I'm there. I'm trying to help.
Oh.
Whistlin, you've felt the bracing support of Cherry in the past when you've been in rough seas. Cherry sort of wraps her arms around you, and you feel the emotional support, but the sturdiness and the stability is no longer there. So, unfortunately, you do not get an advantage from it, but it is very tender.
I got you.
I'm just kind of also planting my feet and holding on to Cherry. I'm like,
you're sort of holding Cherry in place, yeah.
Whistlin never gets to feel strong. It's great. Rolling for it. 5, 4, 4, 2.
Okay, 5 is a conflict, a success with a conflict, and we have a twist in there. I'm gonna say you tick a track. What are you aiming to do with the ship?
I'm trying to get as close to bats as possible so that we can throw over a rope or reach down and pull bats on board.
Okay, great. You hard turn the wheel and tilt the ship almost 90 degrees so that the surface of the deck is lower so that bats could jump on if it so chooses.
Cool. And then I feel like we got to relieve some pressure, so I'll take a
snap.
I'll take a.
I have a great snap.
All right, Noordin.
I've been waiting for this. I think as we turn and shift, we come against the bark of an old ironwood tree, and a bunch of our hull just comes off, exposing the engine room to the outside.
Oh, okay.
that feels bad, but also a little bit helpful. I love it.
Right, gives us a second egress for bats to jump in.
Nice, yeah, nice.
Yeah, so we'll say that Bats was moving along this very thick, dense ironwood branch, and you guys turn the ship and you overturn a bit and it cuts into it. And as the ship breaks apart in part of the hull, the engine room gets exposed. And in this moment where you guys are seeing sound as vibrant color, you see just pure desaturation leaking out from the engine room as it is sort of exposed to this loud environment. Silence meeting sound, and creating this sort of drain of color.
What a nightmare.
Can I do one last thing that's sure to be a bad idea, but I think might be thematic?
I like bad ideas. Yeah, go ahead.
We love it.
Give
Okay.
me your bad ideas.
I think hearing or seeing Whistlin tell me that we could maybe do both, and in Cherry's mind, regardless of if we're gonna try to do both or go for one or the other, what she wants to do is try to shore up bats to make sure that they have the best shot at whatever they plan to do, because I really don't know. I don't have a read on.
So your big thing is you just want to help bats.
I want to help bats, and so I want to in the same moment as we're hitting this tree and breaking apart, I want to look to bats and I want to try for a whisper.
Yes.
Should I roll first?
What is the intention you want to roll with? Just generally helping bats?
Yeah. So I would want to say it. I don't want to shout it. I don't want to whisper it.
Okay, yeah. So roll the 2 first. Yeah.
It's pretty unlikely you're going to whisper it.
It's pretty unlikely.
You never know.
My rolls are hot.
You get a 1 or
trash.
2.
Is it double sixes?
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
Ooh, wide stance.
What does Cherry attempt to say but shout?
Oh, no.
And what color is it?
And what color is it?
Oh, that part's easy. The intent here is that I kind of let go of the wheel, seeing that Whistlin's got it, knowing that I've helped a great deal in steadying him. And I kind of run as close as I can to the edge of the ship where I can get a clear line of vision on bats. And I just reach deep into the part of myself that feels very strong when I feel, big and helpful. And I just attempt to say the whisper. It comes out as literally pink flowers that look exactly like my petals, and I look to Bats and I just say, "My heart to yours." Which is the whisper that I obtained originally from the Whisperwell.
My heart is breaking.
What is the twist the forceful twist everyone would like to pitch around my heart to yours?
And as soon as I say "my heart to yours," our ship cracks open, exposing the engine room.
Exposes the engine room.
I was going to say, the comedian in me wants the heart to fall out of the ship and go plummeting through the depths. But I don't actually want to pitch that as an idea.
You know what? No, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. Why am I?
Me?
I might like it.
This thing is a Leviathan. It's an eldritch horror in the sense of a true eldritch. It's ununderstandable, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But if two hearts are the same, maybe, we get to actually communicate with this thing for a split second, narrow down what it means. It may not truly mean anything, but if we share a heart, maybe you can speak through Cherry.
The Howl speaks through Cherry is the twist.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like that just means Cherry's going to murder us all. You did want to accidentally murder someone.
That's
Why did I say that?
well, it seems like that's the way we have to go now. Actually.
Elliot's face lit up. I was going to pitch of having, in Cherry saying this, you literally lose more of your branches and yourself and become a smaller tree in your effort to basically throw a life preserver to Bats, but it is physically throwing part of yourself. I don't even know if it would be helpful or not.
Cherry, these are all big shifts to you, so I kind of will leave it to you which one of these you're feeling okay about. They all feel a little bit very consequential to you, where I want to give you a choice, maybe.
Here's the thing. I'd like to take all of the above.
Okay. My God,
Jay, we're such gluttons for punishment.
Well, I think that if I love the idea that this thing maybe uses me as a vessel to speak, if that's okay with you, but I feel like that happening would probably just break her the fuck apart. She's barely holding on right now, and I think that after this, she can't be more than a sapling, which I'm 100% okay with.
This is so group coded.
I was just so group coded.
Okay, so I'm seeing two options here. One is a connection to the Howl, and one is a connection to the Void. I think I want to give you that choice for sure. Here's straight up: a connection to the Howl will kill you. A connection to the Void maybe won't.
But will kill immediately or just over time?
I don't know.
If I get to Cherry's ear holes, does it make difference?
If you get to her heart holes, maybe.
Oh, God.
I think that's my job. I'm the guy.
I'm the doctor.
Elliot, do you mind if this shakes loose the memory?
I don't mind.
Okay. So I think there's maybe this split second that feels like an eternity, probably just to Cherry, in this moment where I'm sort of faced with two paths. And as this happens, and as I've spoken the whisper that I obtained at the Whisperwell, I remember what I gave up to get that whisper. And it floods back as a collection of memories that start with me asking Whistlin to recall a song for me. One about the change of the leaves from green to auburn.
About the color of the leaves this time of year.
And I heard Whistlin sing.
And I've just been having a really hard time remembering.
The original song. But the song that I gave up was the response.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
The one that had been passed down to me from my family members back in the cult. And I feel a resounding sense of peace. Is there any way I can, and you tell me if this is better saved for another time, but is there a way that I can almost in a moment of time stopping kind of like send the song back to Whistlin?
Totally. Yeah.
Okay. And so in the moments before I make the decision, I turn to Whistlin and I don't say anything, but I do just start singing with whatever capacity that I have to do so, be it visual or otherwise.
Which of the Leviathans did you choose?
Once I do this, I will go to the Howl.
Time slows for a moment as Cherry says, "My heart to yours." And as Cherry says that, the sort of kaleidoscopic covering over her vision cracks. And Whistlin, you see this very clearly. Cherry, who taught you that song?
It was taught to me by my parents, but it was passed down from their parents and possibly further. I'm not really sure. I just knew that it was sort of an heirloom.
You guys watch as a tendril of this pale, glowing hair drops down slowly in front of Cherry and forms into the visage of a great weeping cherry, a big, big tree, who shares this song and this memory with Cherry. And Whistlin, you're able to hear this very clearly as you wear this Void Eternal mask, as your own kaleidoscopic vision breaks. And as the song comes out of this visage of a great weeping cherry, the tendrils slowly move towards Cherry. And we hear this song as they begin to pierce her bark.
Whistlin, do you remember how it ends? Lament to me, my love, you found me still among the trees. Lament my heart, it's broken further, veins they splinter through leaves. You and I were tall shanks too tangled, rising above the sea of leaves. Our fruit was so sweet, flowers were blooming, poison to all but each other. Lament to me, my love, you found me still among the trees.
For me.
Lament my heart, it's broken further, veins they splinter through leaves.
For me.
Walking the thrash to keep from the mire, resisting the call of the Krezer and song. I knew not the way, I knew not the hour. I whispered gently the heart of the sea. Lament to me, my love, you found me still among the trees.
For me.
Lament my heart, it's broken further, veins they splinter through leaves.
For me. So, my love, I'm here, don't worry.
Shifting to Auburn, it's finally me. Whistlin, you remember how it ends, right?
Lament no more, my love, you found me still among the trees. For thee rejoice, my heart is broken no further, tangled together once more with me.
As the last notes of Lament play out, you watch as this pale facsimile of Cherry's relative from 1, 2, 3 generations ago embraces her. And as the pale tendrils coil around, enveloping her into a cocoon of sorts, and when they pull away, Cherry's gone.
Fully gone?
Jay, you all right with that?
100%.
Fully gone.
Whistlin's at the wheel and is turning it and is hearing the song that he's been looking for pupation upon pupation, and knows that this is it, the letter that got lost in the post to him that he never heard. And Mothrin are used to that feeling of like knowing something related to a past life but not quite knowing everything about it. He has gotten all the answer he's ever going to get. And that has to be enough. He doesn't remember this person, but the hole that was left in his heart from someone that he wrote a song about a long, long time ago, a song that he gave up in order to find this letter, is filled. And I just yank on the wheel, moving towards Bats, and I turn back to Cherry and I go, Cherry, what was... Cherry! Cherry!
And Whistlin, as your own kaleidoscopic vision shatters away, you can see with troubling clarity that your friend is gone.
I look to the space that once occupied my friend, and through that emptiness, I can see just past it to where Bats is standing in the drown, and I'm going to force back any tears, force back any thought, because there's one more thing that has to be done. And I push on the yoke, and I turn down towards Bats. And I look at Bats and I yell, Bats! Get on here! Quick!
Whistlin, take the whisper Lament for me. Bats.
Yeah.
Your attention that has been split, you gain this coverage of kaleidoscopic vision across all of your many eyes, and you see very clearly what happens to Cherry, and you see in a wave of colors this message from Whistlin trying to call you back to the ship. And in front of you, the other half of your attention, you see the color of the swirling colors of your mother, who is being puppeted by the Howl Eternal. And you see that, and you understand within these colors that maybe there's some bit of her in there, maybe not, but maybe. What would you like to do?
Hey, Elliot, I'm gonna make kind of a big move.
Hey, I'm gonna make kind of a big
If
move.
not now,
Kind
when?
of a big move.
All right, I like a big move. Hit me.
If not when, who?
I mean, we've been making only small moves up till now.
Yeah, there's only been. I know you're not ready for this, Elliot, but I'm about to make a big move.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
So, my resonant tether that I have, one of the few things that do not have a mark on them, allows spirits in the spectral realm to become more visible and tangible to my entire crew within my presence. I'm going to ask two things. First thing, within my resonant tether, am I able to I guess, get a sense of the presence of other people's spirits around me, even if they're like, so like in this moment, can I sense my mother's spirit within the body that she has right now?
Yes. It is weak, though.
Understood. Second question, and please feel free to say no to this. I know Cherry's body is gone, but is their spirit still here with this what's the wood our ship is made out of? The ghost
Ghost
oak.
Ghost oak. Is there any like even like momentary like a wisp of Cherry still with us?
Okay. My intention is that the Howl eviscerated Cherry's spirit in addition to her body. But
Nice.
Cherry, is there any aspect of yourself that you would have left behind in any way? Not your full self, but
Maybe only. Did we resolve that the Howl spoke through me?
no, we did not.
Oh, great. Love that.
Right.
Love that for us.
Right.
I just remembered. So
right.
if that's helpful, maybe the words.
What does something like this have to say is the question, you know?
Just a prolonged scream.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the howl that gave voice to the song in that moment.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, that feels more right to me. I think that,
Totally
like,
fine with
I
that.
think that one of the things you understand in the way that this song came through Cherry and through Cherry's ancestor is a profound sense that this being is in pain.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's really clear in Cherry's passing is that the creature, the Leviathan, the Howl Eternal, is in a deep pain.
Yeah. Also, my intention with my whisper was to help bats. So if there is even a little piece that wisps away when.
Okay, I have a thought.
Okay.
I think that amidst this sort of chaos, there's one cherry flower that gets carried on the air and lands on your shoulder, Bats.
I think it lands on, because Bats is still kind of split into these, like, from like the waist up is like skin stretched and like split into these two like similar forms of Ilya, like that were arguing with each other. And I think with everything that's going around, with seeing and maybe hearing the loss of Cherry and seeing the potential loss of their mother once more, the two sides of them are going to, I think one of the sides, and I can't truly say which is which right in this moment, looks to the other and says, or is going to try to say, actually, I'm going to, should I roll first before I use this whisper?
Yeah, okay, go for it.
Am I just rolling one die, right?
2 dice and take the highest.
2 die, take the highest. Come on, I just need a 3 or 4. Come on, it's the finale.
You can
I get
do
a
it.
little bit of fun.
I believe.
It's fun for Kendrick.
I got a 1 and a 4.
Yeah.
And so I think, is it okay if I modify the wording of it just like slightly to make a little bit more sense? And okay, cool.
I appreciate the honesty there. I never would have known, but yeah.
I'm an honest boy. What can I say?
No.
I think one side of Bats turns to the other and says, "This is not our mind. This is not our body. It is a vessel for others, for their memories. And there is still room to share. And if you will allow me, I would like to absorb within my Chelicrae vessel, if not explicitly the spirit, the memories of both my mother and of Cherry.
Wow.
I said I was making a big move. I don't know what you.
What's the whisper?
Not your mind, not your body. This is also the whisper I gained from the whisper well.
Cool. We're using our gifts today.
Using our toys. As this delicate cherry flower lands on your shoulder, you know, the splitting of yourself is chaotic, it's messy, the bats are fighting, but then they oh so gently carry this flower without bending a petal, without tearing, into the center of your hive mind, and you feel those notes of music, that smell of tea, that comfort of a big woody hug,
Tea.
all enter part of your being. It's not Cherry, but it is so much of what was loved about Cherry that's now in you. Your mother is a more complicated thing.
I imagine.
What is your intention for gaining a piece of your mother, this puppeteered body in front of you, intertwined with the Howl?
In this moment, in seeing all of this and learning maybe a little bit more of what exactly they are through all of this, I think Bats has resigned itself. Resigned isn't the right word. Accepted that Bat is not Ilya. But within my many, many minds, there is pieces of them, and there is still space to remember others, and again, not be them, but to hold some part of them, to carry that part on. And in the absorbing of Cherry, though Cherry has now left us, maybe her presence can still be felt, and her actions can be carried on. And if my mother doesn't survive this, I would like to be able to do that for her as well.
Oh boy.
So again, if not her spirit, I would like to absorb at least her memories, so that if I were to survive this, even if she doesn't, a part of her does.
I'm trying to figure out how to resolve this with the fact that she is so currently intertwined.
Mm-hmm. And if that brings part of the Howl inside of me, hey, there's room.
Oh my god, we all
There's room to share, baby.
There's room to share, baby.
I guess that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Kendo.
Yes.
Bats.
Yeah.
Great.
No.
You say this whisper, not your mind, not your body. You absorb the comforting memories of your friend Cherry. And for a moment, the beams of light, now in this moment for you, this mess of psychedelic colors fade from your mother's eyes as the kaleidoscopic nature of your vision begins to crack. As it fades away, she settles down on the branch, still connected, but seemingly having a moment of lucidity. You have the option here to embrace her. You don't have to. But that's what she is going for.
Elliot putting a gun on the table. you could do it.
What are you gonna do with it?
Here's the question for you.
Yeah.
Is the presence of Ilya strong enough to compel you to do so? Or are you something else entirely?
Man.
I am an amalgamation of those who I've met before and those who I keep with me. And in this moment, I am Ilya, but I am also Cherry. And I think Cherry knows, don't fucking do that. There are other people who need me right now. And I think in this moment, despite wanting to reach out and connect and take some part of Ilya's mother with them, despite wanting to reach out and take some part of Ilya's mother with it, Bats knows that if something were to go wrong, then the parts of Cherry that I've taken with me will be lost as well.
Definitely.
And seeing the ship, kind of come from behind, make that turn and make it, and hearing Whistlin call out for them, Bats takes one last look at Elia and says, I'm sorry, but Ilya will always remember you.
Oh.
And I will run to hop aboard our ship.
You see tears pool in Elia's eyes as you hop aboard the ship, but they are quickly overtaken by the tentacles that shoot from her neck, wanting to grab at you, but you jump aboard the ship and avoid them as she lets out a pained scream as the light floods back into her eyes, and she lifts back up again, now once again a weapon of the Howl, and you leap aboard the ship. Before we go to Ezra and Izora, there is this exposed engine room. Ezra, were you in the engine room? Or did you move up to the deck?
Izora moved up to the deck, and
Yeah.
I failed to realize when I suggested the twist that, in fact, yes, I am in the engine room. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, great. Ezra, Kelly comes into the engine room. The ship is off kilter, and Kelly has this same kaleidoscopic vision that you do currently. Yours has not been shaken off yet. And Kelly is wielding a large knife and has tears flowing from her eyes and is staring at the heart. Are you in between her and the heart?
I see her walking with the knife, and I step away because I was, but I am no longer in between them.
She nods to you and she goes, and Kelly severs the aorta of the heart, the different veins and arteries going into it, and pulls it from the engine block. As Whistlin, you feel the power of the voltaic runners die above.
Whoa, 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 hey, whoa, 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 hey, come on, buddy, come on, you got this.
But Bats is back!
I am on board the ship.
Bats is on board the ship.
I am on the ship again, which means I can act as our engine.
As Kelly pulls the engine, Bats, you feel the need to send voltaic energy back into the ship. You keep it afloat. Kelly jumps out of the ship through this new crack onto the branch, holding the heart in her arms. And she is running directly for the Howl.
I shoot her in the back of the head.
What?
Let's go! Fuck Captain Kelly. All my homies hate Captain. Oh, wait, that's my mom. Wait, that's my other mom. Wait,
That's
hold on
your
a
other
second.
mom.
That's my mom.
Ezra, give me the dice pool that you're building to shoot Captain Kelly.
Holy shit.
Could I say, because I stepped away, I watched them do this, I prepared for them. Can I roll study? Weirdly enough, I think it does apply. Like, I study the right moment to shoot Kelly.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Elliot. Okay.
Fuck you, Elliot. That's my mom he's shooting.
It's his mom.
Because this is planned, we're going to go with sharps. Now, what would give me an advantage here? I have my
Not
revolver,
bets.
and it works.
Can I give Ezra a cut?
No.
Yes, can we also give cuts?
Yes, no.
My squirrel is there and will undo the cut. Has been on your shoulder this entire time.
Ahab is,
Damn.
well, is Ahab still on your side? Ahab was pretty mad at you.
Mechanically speaking.
No,
I think because I'm using my revolver, that's going to be an advantage. But that's the most advantage I can give myself.
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't think anybody else knows this, that you are doing this, because you're in this engine room, like, watching Kelly do it.
Is there a cut?
Do you have your ears plugged? No, because you were in the engine room.
The kaleidoscope effect is still on. I cannot be blasted with damage. For me.
Yeah, you didn't do your kaleidoscope move yet. Okay, yeah, no cut. You still, yeah, your vision is, you see,
man.
and I'll say before you tell me the result, you see that Kelly jumps, rolls onto this branch, and sprints, yelling, and you see this as color flowing from her mouth, like a deep, sad, pained blue flow, as those of you who are out of the kaleidoscopic can hear her yelling, "Give her back!"
Oh.
And keeps running towards the Howl.
From the reverse, I got a 1, I got a 2, I got a 4, and I got a 6. So that's a triumph. No twists.
As you level your revolver, the kaleidoscopic vision cracks, but you've already lined up the shot. And you see this in that desaturated, single pale light as the bullet flies and connects with the back of Kelly's head. As she yells out, "Give her back!" Falls.
Oh.
And the heart rolls across the branch as tendrils begin to descend towards it.
I make a beeline towards the Howl myself.
Okay?
Midnight Muscadines is a cozy, dark tabletop role-playing game where light and shadow intertwine in a fractured world. Players take on the roles of marmoteers, brave adventurers who journey into the untamed wildernite to collect the elusive Midnight Muscadines, craft magical jams, and protect the fragile light of Nim. Through collaborative storytelling and resourceful gameplay, players weave tales of courage, community, and the pursuit of balance. Will you preserve the light, uncover the truths hidden in the shadows, or reshape the balance of the world forever? Midnight Muscadines is perfect for fans of Studio Ghibli and Sea of Stars who seek to capture the magic of exploration and the heartfelt adventure in a world where small heroes make a big impact. Play Midnight Muscadines as a traditional GM'd game, GMless, or even solo. Midnight Muscadines is crowdfunding now on BackerKit. Join the campaign at pandeongames.com/muscadines.
I'm Quinns of tabletop role-playing game review show Quinn's Quest, and this is Play to Find Out. Play to Find Out is an actual play podcast that brings notorious old games from the 80s and 90s back to the table. Each season of Play to Find Out, I'm joined by Emily Johnson and Rob Morgan.
Good? Nervous?
Yeah.
You both looked at each other really concerned, like you think what's about to happen is going to be unpleasant, and frankly, I think that's rude. And together, we explore the TTRPGs of ages gone by. Our goal? To separate the TTRPGs that deserve to be remembered from those that maybe don't.
Can
I
I?
don't know, Emily. It was the 80s.
Also,
A
how
lot
do
of
you
people
know?
were on cocaine. We blow the dust from decrepit systems to learn how they work. Your 100 on the encounter table bursts out. Right, you've encountered a bug. Get ready. Don't laugh.
Does one get ready for a fog?
Don't laugh. Encounter their unique quirks.
I do finger guns to cover up how I wince.
Yeah, a weird thing happens as you do finger guns.
Oh no.
And I'm hoping that the Quinn's Quest community will join us in exploring these games too. If you this up, cannot describe to you how much your adventure ends here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the best way to learn is to play to find out. Play to Find Out is available now on the Quinn's Quest Patreon, but the first episode of each series streams for free on the Quinn's Quest YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. Anyway, you failed the Earthtech roll, and you made jokes while I was doing my exposition, so you don't get to hear any more.
No. Come on.
I was shook.
Izora.
Oh, yeah. Everyone has lost mind. Izora, does Izora see Kelly? Like, did Kelly get far enough that I've seen that the heart is out of the ship?
Everybody on the deck can now see that Kelly ran, that Kelly got shot, and that the heart is now exposed out of the ship.
Okay.
And you still have the colorful vision, and so you can see that now the heart is this center of, again, that desaturation as all of these colors sort of descend around it.
Okay. Izora wants to do two things. One is much more important, so if the other doesn't work out, it's fine. But the less important thing that she wants to do is chuck the vase of ichor at Whistlin.
Ow!
You plug your ears! Do it! She's not going to explain any further. She's just going to chuck the ichor and say, plug your ears.
Whistlin actually has the mask on blocking his ears.
Okay, so she...
Just did it.
So it just smacks you in the face.
Yeah, breaks the mask.
And then Izora wants to call to Clarabelle, who is hiding in fear somewhere on the ship. But she wants to call out to Clarabelle, you cowardly beast! Our time is come! Where are you? And basically wants to call Clarabelle, like, out.
I think you and Clarabelle have like a telepathic connection, and so you just yell in your mind at Clarabelle, and Clarabelle comes like creeping out from below and looks at you.
From Whistlin's perspective, I just look over and I see I've gotten hit in the head with a jar, and then all of a sudden I take up the mask, look over, and Izora is just like yelling, but in her mind, but has the expression of someone yelling. So I'm just like, what are you doing?
She's doing all the bodily motions of someone who would be screaming at somebody else.
What are you doing?
You just hear the sort of in sync grumblings of Clarabelle and Izora.
You're so weird.
Clarabelle is looking at you, has come up to the deck.
Clarabelle, we have to fly now. And Izora wants to hop on the back of Clarabelle, swoop down
Who is a
and
bat dragon.
yes, crazy bat dragon, grab Heart, and try to soar past Howl.
If I see this happening, I want to help, like, use the ship as, like, a diversion. So, like, whatever way Clarabelle's going, I'm going the other way, trying to, like, split its vision.
Okay, then Brian, you need to roll for me first, because I'm going to say that this is going to be a cut of... 3?
Oh,
That's insane.
wait. Okay, so here's
Come on.
It's in my power. It's in my power.
Can I tell you the problem with that though is that I think the aspects of that Izora and edges and skills that she wants to use that are applicable effectively only give me 2 die.
Here's the thing you're asking me to do.
Yes.
You are asking to climb aboard a bat dragon
Yes.
and fly past an eldritch being of incomprehensible size.
Oh, here, wait. Can I make a pitch? So yeah, set the cut at 3. If I can get a triumph, I can cut the cut by 2. If I can get a mix, I can cut the cut by 1.
Ooh.
Cut the cut.
Cut the cut.
Cut the cut.
You better be doing something really good. What are you doing?
Now I gotta look at my skills and see what I can do here.
I think I'm just like sailing forward to ram it, I guess.
The Howl's, here's the thing. The object of the Howl's singular focus is now within its grasp.
Ooh,
What are
yeah.
you doing to pull its attention?
Can I? I'm running towards it.
You are also running towards it.
There's 2 things I can do. One of them is very dramatic, and it's the thing that I kind of have been wanting to do for ages. And the other thing is I could just shoot at it. Preferences?
So, Elliot, those are your options.
It seems like one of those may be slightly preferable from your perspective. I can't speak.
I can't
from
imagine.
From a production standpoint, I got no dog in this fight, but it seems like maybe there's one you like.
It's fair. It's fair. I look up. I see like Izora ready to go in Clarabelle. Trust me. Wait. And as I'm running, and I hold up like the number 5 on my hand.
Like wait 5 seconds.
Wait 5. I don't think I can get more specific than that. I don't remember how time
Izora
works.
goes with vibes, and so she's like 5. Yes, I understand what this nebulous 5 may be.
Yeah.
For anyone else, that the timing would not work.
But Izora's like, you're 5. Dr. Ezra 5, I understand.
This is exactly like most people when they do rock, paper, scissors. It's like, is it on scissors or is it on go? What is it?
Mm-hmm. All right, Ezra, what you got?
I'm going to sprint as hard as I can into the Howl. And I do mean into.
Past the heart.
Past the heart. In front of the heart, in fact. I think at one point, like, I jump on a tree and parkour on top of the heart, just to, like, be dramatic about it.
Just be cool.
Just for flavor.
Just to be cool. I want to be cool, okay?
You are.
Remember, so a long time ago, I asked, what happens if you whisper inside of the Leviathan?
I remember that.
That's the goal.
Okay.
I'm going to dive inside one of the various mouths on this thing. And the moment I'm in, I'm going to whisper.
Okay. Build your dice pool to get to this mouth. There's going to be a cut of 1 because I don't believe your ears are plugged.
That's valid. I think...
You know what? Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That checks out.
I think the only one that I've got here that would work is Delve.
Okay.
Because I'm like traversing barriers. A barrier would be a little real hard.
Well, you're going to delve into a mouth, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Dr. Ezra a dentist?
Oh! Wait, sorry, Abby. I think we blew way too quickly past that. Dr. Ezra's a dentist.
Dr. Ezra is actually, he's not a physicist, he's a dentist.
This is how we learn.
Hell, that's so good. Okay. Keep going.
I'm going to use iron. Oh, what could I use as a bonus here? How about this? I don't work like a normal being, considering I've got amber within me. Would you be comfortable if I marked an aspect to give me an advantage?
If you mark it twice?
There's the sharp cracks of amber shearing off from itself as Ezra goes faster than he should, and his feet practically turn into splinters.
But it honestly
Endless
gives
gold.
you, like, traction for your parkour.
Cool, right? Exactly. Super cool.
Okay, yeah.
If it's in service of parkour.
Yeah.
If it's in service of parkour, I'm in.
I'm gonna die anyways. It's fine. Anyone want to help here?
Is there, like, I guess, would there be any, is there any, like, is the Howl trying to stop Dr. Ezra from doing this?
There are some tendrils going after towards the heart, but then, like, as Ezra is jumping, there are tendrils, like, shooting at him, trying to, like, pierce him on his way, essentially.
I'm trying to decide if Bat wants to help Dr. Ezra.
He He did just kill your other mom.
Yeah.
What about Liz and her
Yeah,
weapon?
you guys,
what's
you
Liz
guys
doing?
see Liz is down on a knee and is like been readying this weapon this whole time.
Yeah, what is Liz doing?
What does she have? Like a rocket launcher? What is she doing?
That's what I'm picturing.
It looks like an eldritchy like RPG that like was grown rather than crafted and has like thorns on the handle and like a big container in the back that Liz has filled with ichor.
Oh, Liz is cooler than I thought.
You know what? I'm glad I asked because that's cool.
I'm just looking at Liz, who's just standing there with this weapon, and I'm like, go! Fucking go!
I'm working on it.
What? You're
What
just
was, what was your nickname?
Go!
Dick Tattoo? What was it?
Fuck you, Dick Wings! Shit or get off the
Wings.
pot!
Shut up, Dick Wings.
Shit or get off the pot! Shoot that thing!
I love Whistlin and Liz together.
God, you suck!
I need a whisper. It's the last step.
Oh my god! Fine!
Ilya doesn't want to help, but Cherry does. And so while I'm already charging, like while I'm already like kind of using a voltaic energy to keep us aloft, I'm just going to begin to channel that and use my lightning's call to just like be zapping
Oh, hell yeah.
the tendrils as they're going for Dr.
Ezra,
Ezra.
take another advantage.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. I did not see that coming. Cut of 1, you said, right?
Yeah, could have won.
So that is going to get rid of the 6. But there's a 5 and 2 3s. So that is a conflict with a twist.
Ezra, you sprint this sort of like biggest branch that leads towards one of the larger gaping maws of the Howl as it is going for the heart, and then it starts drawing attention towards you. Tendrils fly past you as you leap, cracking your very legs into points that you use to jump from branch to branch to branch, sticking your way along the way. As a tendril goes right by your head, you feel the static lift the hairs on the back of your neck as lightning hits these tendrils on either side of you in the last moment of you leaping, and then you feel yourself almost get sucked into this mouth. The drawback is that as you leap and get sucked in, one of these tendrils pierces you in the back as you get pulled inside. And you guys see Ezra and this tendril get sucked into the maw. Ezra, what is the whisper you were hoping to say inside?
Oh my god.
I think this world has taken too far of a turn. Drown us both in an ocean's sudden return. An ocean's sudden return is the whisper that I am saying.
Could you roll 2 dice?
Oh
Mhm.
boy.
Tell me the higher value.
Oh boy.
I don't need to tell you the higher value. They're both the same. They're 6s.
Oh!
Yeah. I did not see that one coming either. This game wants me to either like fail or succeed, and I can never tell which.
All right, guys,
game wants
hit me
big
with those
swings.
pitches. Forceful twists
Oh,
on
man.
an ocean's sudden return.
The ocean returns, but it comes flooding out of every orifice of Dr. Ezra inside of the Howl.
Jesus!
I knew it immediately.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Can we just check our lines and veils for a split second?
How's everyone feel about the word orifice?
I was gonna say the ocean is of ichor.
Oh.
Hey, ¿por qué no los dos?
I was gonna just pitch that the growth and the trees of the deep start flooding the space that the Howl has sort of carved out, such that we are becoming. It's like a cave caving in.
Oh.
And like locking
With
it in
us
place,
inside?
kind of.
It's very like it's the trash compactor from Star Wars. We're running out of time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ezra, do you have any of those that you like? I'll give you, since this is potentially your end, likely your end. Do you have any of those you particularly like as your way?
I do like one. And I like Cherry's twist, but I would like to twist that twist if I could. So I think I start in a very similar way to before, coughing up. Not every orifice, to be clear. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Just like most.
Boring. No, go for it.
I'm going to start spewing out salt water. And I can tell it's salt water because it tastes like salt water. I can't see it, though. And as I spill out more than any human could possibly possess, the orifices, the mouths on the Howl, are forced to spew out more and more of this honey-colored salt water.
Ooh.
Almost the color of amber.
Okay, I like that. Could everybody but Ezra take their headphones off?
Oh, yeah.
Boo.
Oh, this has never happened to me before. Dear God.
Oh.
Ezra, before you die by this expulsion of seawater and amber from your very being, I want you to tell me what you see at the center of the Howl Eternal.
I'm just gonna... Oh, gosh. I see the screams of all those that died to make this new world. I see every single person whose death I hold myself responsible for with this cryophagous resin I created. I see, I hear. Home. I'm going home.
As these many emotionless faces, or are they casting guilt? Are they casting blame? It's hard to tell. Look on you. The amber fills your lungs and fills the very inside of this as all of these beings, this symbol of home, this pain, these regrets are encased once again in amber.
Oh, God.
Hey, where the fuck did Noordin go?
Who?
You die in the game, you die in real life.
You're still here.
Who said that?
As you guys lose sight of Ezra into the maw of the Howl Eternal, the howling for a moment goes quiet. And then it comes back with a fervor and a pain and a gurgling sound underneath as a tidal wave of amber bursts out of all of the infinite mouths across this creature as it coughs and sputters and cries and howls out. It is losing control, and this area is filling with amber. And the heart is starting to get submerged on the branch. But the Howl is preoccupied now with saving itself.
Oh, Izora is going to attempt to grab the heart, but she is now concerned for her shipmates.
You guys are nearly certain Ezra is gone.
Izora, I think that was 5. I think that was 5. Get the heart.
This is 5. And so Izora's gonna try to jump on Clarabelle.
I'm gonna also say that the sight of this amber, the glow of this warm color, eliminates a few marks of pressure. Ooh. Bringing you guys back to pressure 2. So the depth gets a little less eldritch, a little less terrifying.
So there is less pressure.
There's less the pressure in your minds. You feel it relieved by this sight of a color other than this pale moonlight. Not the psychedelic was just as bad as the pale. It was for your mind, but this amber is a comforting warmth, a signal from another lost friend that gives you some relief in this moment. Izora, do you go?
Gosh, I think Izora is panicking and is going to do the only thing she thinks can be helpful, which is to take Clarabelle and try to grab the heart.
Right. You're gonna roll. Your cut is only gonna be 1 now.
Ooh, thank you, Dr. Ezra. So I'm doing instinct, and then I'm gonna do sense.
Okay. Clarabelle will give you an advantage.
So that's 5 then. Okay. Holy shit.
So nervous.
It's triple sixes, baby.
Whoa! Oh my god.
Triumph with a twist.
Whew. It was triple sixes, a 5 and a 2.
Huh.
Crazy.
So even with the cut, you still have double 6s for triumph with a twist.
Izora and Clarabelle just fuse into one track mind being.
Wow.
Your tendrils, as you ride Clarabelle, all sort of like focus onto her mind, and your vision and hers become blurred into one thing as you move with a fluidity, dodging waterfalls and tidal waves of amber. As the amber threatens to swallow up the heart, you and Clarabelle snatch it and fly up.
And we are, unfortunately for Whistlin and Bats and Liz, going to try to go past the Howl in the direction that I think devoids carcasses.
Bats and Whistlin, how are you reacting in this moment? The ship is functional because Bats is on board.
I see Izora flying off with the heart, and I think I know our job isn't to follow, our job is to distract and let her get there. So I'm going to steer the ship around. I'm going to tip the ship so that this slowly rising flood of amber does not get in through the gaping hole of our hull. So I'm just turning over to Bats and be like, Bats, hold on to something. We're going 90 degrees here, okay? Here we go.
Okay. Also, Bats, can you burn something to supercharge the ship with that ability? Am I mistaken?
I think me being here is enough for my ability to work.
Speed.
And it also, it just increases the speed when I'm aboard, and by 1.
Great. Whistlin, can you make a speed roll? And it's 4 with Bats on board. As your crew of 7 or 6 is now a crew of 3. You've got Liz, and Liz is kind of just gotten ready to use this weapon, and then it's all right, okay.
I have a pitch for the twist.
Oh, the twist! Yes, for Izora.
Ahab is still on the ship.
Oh yeah, Ahab's still on the ship.
Ahab didn't perish with Dr. Ezra. Ahab survived.
Oh, I like that.
And I don't know if we'll ever know if it was Dr. Ezra's choice to leave Ahab knowing what he was going to have to do, or if it was Ahab choosing not to go with Ezra, knowing what Ezra was going to do.
Can I add a small twist to that twist, which is the sight of Dr. Ezra sacrificing himself causes Ahab to be filled with such an intense mix of emotions that he doubles in size.
Okay. Yeah.
Things are getting weird. Why can't this world get bigger?
It's part of the acid trip.
Yeah.
I just want a dog-sized squirrel.
All right, Brian, hit me with that speed roll. As this howling is getting duller and duller by the choking of Amber. Speed your way out of here.
3-3-4-2. So mixed.
Ooh.
Success with a conflict.
Oh, there was no cut. Oh, okay. Whew.
No cut. Your ears are still blocked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got the thing thrown at me.
Yeah.
You tip the ship up, first of all. You tip the ship up and you try to follow Clarabelle and Izora's path up. I'm going to say that as you go, the drawback is that one of the tendrils sort of gets into the ship and like a piece of the Howl Eternal's pale fur gets caught on the ship. But you guys sail up.
I pull it up and I want to go. Grab some stuff, some shit from my coat, lash the wheel in place, holding it in pulling up out of a dive, or like pulling us up and over this thing. And I'm going to let go of the wheel and slide back to Liz. I want to jump in the back and I want to yell to her, "Aim up!" And I want to say a whisper into the back of her gun.
What whisper?
This was the whisper that I formed with my aspect worth telling twice.
Oh my god, yes.
That is pieces of the pain of remembrance, of cracked eggs, and of the comforting dark. She points it up towards the layers of the Wildsea above us, and I attempt to yell, I think even, the cracked dark.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
With the attempt of
Bravo.
splitting
Bravo.
it open and giving us clear skies to sail through, and giving both us and Izora an easy path to where we're going.
For the first time in days, Whistlin, you intend to say the whisper, and you say the whisper into this
Hell yeah.
eldritch weapon as Liz wraps her hand around this spiked handle and you watch it pierce through. A perfect cylindrical beam of ichor and energy and eldritch power. The very nature of weirdness and the Wildsea itself carves a path through to the surface. You watch as Izora and Clarabelle fly into that path, and you have a clear egress from the drown.
I just slowly crawl back to the wheel, looking back at Liz, because Whistlin was secretly thinking about trying to pull the trigger himself because he kind of likes guns now, and he was like, "Oh, glad I didn't do that with the spike one." Climbs up to the wheel and is going to try to yell to Izora for whatever good it is. "We got you the path. Meet us at the top." And I'm going to keep pulling us up through the Wildsea.
You have this clear path, no need to roll. You are moving up and out. Down in the sort of lair of the Howl Eternal, the Howl Eternal seems to be moving sluggishly, kind of entering, Amber won't kill this creature, but it will subdue it for many years, maybe generations, it's unclear. As the area is filling with Amber, we just see one small little vignette of Alaya going over to Kelly and tenderly closing her eyes and sitting down next to her and just talking to her as they're both submerged in amber.
Goddamn.
Many hours after that, Izora and Whistlin and Bats. And you notice when Liz used this weapon that Liz shirked the skin, much like Bats does, and doesn't appear to be recoalescing. So you just sort of have a crew of lizards hanging out around the ship. Something about using this weapon took a lot out of Liz.
Whistlin's looking around and be like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't use that.
You guys arrive to the root ball of the iron root that you know to be the resting place of the Void Eternal's body. Again, you see Izora, having seen this vision, that this whole area is drained of color, the amber a dull orange, the body a mangled mess, and this giant cavity seeming to rot. What do the three of you do?
I think I park the boat, for lack of a better term. Drop anchor and climb out with Izora and go to help her and Clarabelle return the heart.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
I think all three of us are carrying the heart together.
Whistlin's just looking over between Izora and Bats and is like, listen, this feels very thematic and good, but I'm honestly still worried that this thing's gonna kill us right after we give it back. So, all things being the same, been great knowing you guys. I hope we get to sing some more songs together, but if we don't, this was a fun one to go out on.
It has been a pleasure remembering our time together.
Yeah.
Yes, it has. I think if we survive this, I think we all deserve a nice cup of tea.
We do.
All right.
Oh, don't worry. I won't put people in it this time.
Okay. Wait. This time?
And here is the heart.
As you say this time, lowering the heart into this chest cavity, the whole body that you are walking on begins to rumble like an earthquake. As you guys retreat back to the ship, you observe as it stitches over the chest cavity, color returning to this great amber body of many uncountable limbs in a sort of snake-like form with a giant head, with a void in its face so deeply black that it seems to suck light and suck sound from the world. As you observe from the bow of the ship the full form of the Void Eternal presented in front of you, this being that you have known only as a heart on your ship, it leans down, leveling its pitch black head with the ship. You're not sure if it's a threat, if it's trying to understand you, but it's certainly watching you in some way.
I see this great Leviathan level itself in front of us, and I see that black void in its face, that deep inky blackness of pure darkness. And I think Whistlin does the thing that he has been doing anytime he needs to block out the sounds of doubt or of fear or of uncertainty. And he lowers the mask of the Void Eternal over his face, looks through it, and does that same bow, that genuflection that he has done a few times in the face of Leviathans, deeper this time, hoping to appease the Void Eternal.
You don this mask face to face. You and the Void Eternal, these two inky black voids meet, and you do this genuflection, and all of you watch as this being rises to its full stature. And in a way, though its body does not follow the same rules yours does, genuflects back in a moment of understanding, of thanks, or just of balance restored to the world. And it tilts its great head back, and a great flow of ichor seems to flow up from it into the tree around as the color returns, and you feel, all of you, comfort, a balance return to yourselves, to the world. And I would ask those of you who are still alive, what happens next?
Yes, well, I think, all go back to ship and have a cup of nice tea in honor of Jerry. And having all of memory restored to her, Izora finally has a moment to reconcile with herself and the things she and the crew have done. And she makes proposition to Whistlin and Bats that perhaps we could be a different type of ship. One that helps rather than takes.
I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. We haven't had much success with the former. Might as well try the latter.
We could start with all these lizards.
I might be able to help with that. Part of Liz was already a part of me. Would, in asking, I would of course ask all of the lizards, if they would mind joining me and the other part of Liz that I already had, and perhaps making my vessel of memories and people. There's always more room. Especially since I've lost a lot of bats, and replacing them with lizards seems all right.
I can start sewing you new skin very shortly.
I also think this process takes the better part of like 2 days, because you're going around trying to find each lizard and get like thumbs up, thumbs down, and then you have to like
proposition each of them. Yeah,
you keep going around, you find the same lizards, and they're like, "Buddy, we already talked." I'm like, "Okay, you guys go over to this side of the ship."
If you say yes, hop in, so I don't ask you a second time on it.
Bats, you get these lizards to join in with you, and I'm going to say that you take the aspect barrel-chested, so that you can be a big tree sometimes.
Yeah.
Can I, as we're sailing around and making deals with all the lizards and thinking about what kind of ship we want to be, I want to lean over the side where our name is painted, and I want to lacquer over it and paint a new name, if everyone's okay with it, of the biggest tree.
Fuck me. Jesus Christ.
Very good.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I want to do is I want to go to Ahab.
I also wanted to talk to Ahab. You're going to talk to Ahab.
As a crew, we go over and we approach the newly buff Ahab.
Ahab sitting in a chair. We all surround him on a table. Like, so Ahab.
And I don't know to what degree Ahab understands any of our languages, but and the best that I can do, I think Bat goes to Ahab and says, "I am sorry for your loss. I do not know the history that you and our, well, not necessarily good doctor had.
He shot my mom. Okay?
Fair.
Who was doing the thing that we didn't want to do.
Still my mom, dog.
complex.
I can have complex feelings.
There's nuance. There's a lot of nuance here.
I do not know the relationship or the history between you and our doctor, but I am still aware of what loss of any kind of someone who is close to you. I hope that it is some comfort that there will always be a piece of Dr. Ezra with you in your memories.
Small nod.
And I am going to go ahead and say this for everyone else. You are welcome to stay on the ship if you would like.
Considers this. Before I do anything else with the squirrel, is there anything you want to say to the squirrel?
Right before Elliot kills off the squirrel, right before the end.
Listen, we'd love to have you. So, think it over. We'd love for you to stay. We've lost a lot of friends, and we don't feel like losing any more. And, you're good luck.
Ahab runs around the corner and drags something out from behind, like a crate, and it's Dr. Ezra's very handsome coat.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
And it paws it to you, Whistlin, and then gives a
oh
little
my god, oh my god, oh my god,
swirly nod,
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
And then sprints out of the room.
I put on a coat. I don't care about this role anymore. I put on the coat. How does it look? Elliot, does it fit? How does it look?
It looks
Tell me how
great.
it looks.
It fits great. You look so handsome. You all hear the little pitter-patter of Ahab. Starts kind of a certain sound, and then by the time you hear it up on the deck, it's a little louder, a little heavier, and then you hear him jump off the deck, and you hear that same bellowing, deep squirrel sound as Ahab uses the whisper that he was given, a Leviathan reborn, and scampers off into the waves.
That wily son of a bitch.
Izora, did you have anything else?
Izora, I think, and the crew, we are more democratic than having one captain. But I think she and the crew now just set off to find our next adventure with new deep respect for protecting our Leviathan brethren, including friend Ahab.
As you guys set sail on the biggest tree, you look out on the waves, and the turn to Auburn is complete. Not a green leaf in sight. You move off into the sunset, of course. But deep in the ship is a little tuft of pale glowing hair, and it twitches. And that is all for this season of My First Dungeon Presents.
What's with the hair, Elliot?
Yeah, Elliot, what's with the hair? What's with the hair, dog? What's with the hair, dog?
What do you know?
What?
I
you think
thought about
You think
it.
I was gonna miss that opportunity to get one more? What do you mean?
No.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You're a menace.
Why are you like this?
Why are you like
tried
this?
so
Thank
hard.
you to our players, to the biggest, deadest tree,
Aww.
That's me.
J Strautman, to the coatless, deadest doctor.
You're really sticking to this deadest thing.
No, to the slayer of the Howl Eternal, of course, or the subduer at least.
Ooh, tamer.
The
Nice.
tamer,
Yes.
the cager,
The silencer.
Yes.
Dr. Ezra. Oh, the silencer.
There
Bam.
it is. There it is.
Because guns.
Dr. Ezra
How is
Carcoss,
that?
played by Noordin Ali Kadir.
This season, the 2 Canadians and both of them died.
And both of them died.
Wow,
We don't
dude.
like Canadians.
Wow, dude.
We have the many new personalities every day. Bats, Batty, Elliot, Cherry, Liz, played by Kendo Smith.
Hi.
We've got the man with the whistles and the songs, Brian Flaherty.
Hey, that's me. I got a song for you.
And we got the spookiest gal there ever was. Izora, played by Abby Hepworth. Thank you guys so much.
I'm coming for your ear holes.
Jesus, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
And our spectacular Firefly, Elliot Davis, who will haunt my nightmares for years to come.
Thanks for playing, everybody.
Why?
What
do you mean, though?
Hey, what's with the hair?
What do you mean, though?
There.
What's with the hair, though?
This season of My First Dungeon is sponsored by Mythworks. Grab your own copy of the Wildsea by going to myth.works and use the promo code MyFirstDungeon to get 20% off your order. My First Dungeon presents the Wildsea features the voice talents of Elliot Davis, Brian Flaherty, Abby Hepworth, Noordin Ali Kadir, Kendrick Smith, and J Strautman. This episode was produced by Shenuque Tissera and Elliot Davis. Editing and sound design by Brian Flaherty. Theme song and original music by Behold. Additional music from artlist.io. The tree shanty Lament was written and performed by J Strautman and Brian Flaherty, with instrumentation by J Strautman. My First Dungeon is a many-sided media production. To hear the cast talk back and more, visit us on our Patreon. And as always, remember, if you're having fun, you're already doing it right.
You like us. You really like us. At least, I assume that you do, as you've listened to every minute of this episode. And yet you haven't already left us a 5-star review? Ugh. Well, what are you waiting for? Get over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and leave that review now. It's always wonderful to hear words from our adoring fans. Getting more ratings helps people find the show and love it as well. And we love to hear your nice words. So head over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and leave us that 5-star review. Ta-ta!